Ignoring a Capricorn guy to get him to chase you is not always a good option. Why? He's not the type of man who enjoys playing games. He's more likely to leave you alone than to pursue you. Should you try to seduce a Capricorn man? Most of the time, the response is emphatically no. Capricorn males have no time for games. He's preoccupied with his task. He has objectives and plans. If he believes you aren't interested in him, he won't bother pursuing you when he has other things to do. Ignoring him will very certainly backfire on you if you do so. He'll assume you're uninterested and back away. He may also believe you're untrustworthy or changeable, which will turn him off. Observes boundaries. When a Capricorn guy respects you, he will respect any limits you establish. Capricorn males are all about setting limits. They expect people to respect the boundaries they set, and they will respect any boundaries imposed by those around them. You may be playing hard to get, but he may misinterpret it as you establishing a barrier. He won't disturb you if he believes you don't want to talk to him. If you begin to ignore him, he will attempt to figure out why. He may reflect on his most recent interaction with you and conclude that whatever he was discussing had crossed a boundary. He may believe you just do not want to talk to him at particular times. If he notices you spending time with another man, he may believe you're becoming serious with him and pushing away from him. He's a very busy man. Playing hard to get with a Capricorn man typically fails since he may not recognize what you're doing. He's a man on the go. He has a lot on his plate, and his calendar is frequently overflowing. If you're not reaching out to him, he might not realize you're ignoring him. He might not even realize. Because he is a busy guy, he understands when others are busy. If you ignore him, he may conclude that you are preoccupied with something else. He will not take it personally. Even if he realizes you're ignoring him on purpose, he may not take action. Capricorn men are workaholics. If you ignore him, he will not bother following after you. He has job to do. Logic and reasoning. Knowing that the Capricorn guy is all about logic and reason can help you understand him better. Of course, he is not always rational or sensible. Everyone gets emotional from time to time. These are things he cherishes, and he strives to act logically at all times. You may irritate him if you ignore him. He's not going to show you how furious he is. He'll strive to act as reasonably as he can. He'll dismiss his feelings. He'll strive harder to divert himself from any upset sentiments. He may also believe that your actions are immature and unreasonable. Rather than playing hard to get, it would make more sense for you to just tell him that you're interested. Hates untrustworthy people. If you want to discover how to make a Capricorn man chase you, you should realize that playing hard to get and ignoring him may turn him off. If he sets arrangements with you, he expects you to follow through on them. He'll be there on time if he claims your date is at 7 p.m. He will also expect you to arrive on time. If you are continually late or blowing him off, he will cease arranging arrangements with you. Ditching him will not cause him to pursue you. He'll believe you're untrustworthy. He does not want to be with someone on whom he cannot trust. How can he trust on you for anything else if he can't rely on you to be on time for a date? How can he believe you? Follows the schedule. Ignoring or canceling arrangements is the last thing you should do if you want to make a Capricorn man like you. When a Capricorn guy likes you, he will go out of his way to accommodate you. He'll set up dates. He'll make time in his day to talk with you. If you are frequently breaking those plans, he will conclude that you are uninterested. He's not going to think it's adorable, and he's not going to pursue your love. When he makes time for you in his schedule, it shows that he values you and wants to spend time with you. You'll just hurt his feelings if you dismiss him. Breaking plans isn't the way to go if you want to play hard to get. If you're dating a Capricorn, keep to the timetable. He's a pessimist. If a Capricorn guy believes you are neglecting him, he will assume the worst. This is especially true if he knows you aren't busy and are conversing with other people. Men born under the sign of Capricorn are pessimists. They are prone to sadness and feelings of insecurity. He's not going to think you're trying too hard. He won't understand that you merely want him to chase after you. He could conclude that you dislike him. If you're being hot and cold with him, he could assume you're simply using him. Ignoring him is one of the worst things you can do in order to develop a connection with a Capricorn man. Instead of ignoring him, brainstorm phrases to say to your Capricorn man to demonstrate your attention. You want to boost his confidence rather than destroy it. He has a sensitive personality. He'll attempt to act differently, but Capricorn men are quite sensitive. He suppresses his emotions and attempts to ignore them, yet ignoring him will most certainly damage his feelings. If you don't return his calls and he knows you're not busy with something else, he'll be unhappy. If you continuously dismiss him and tell him you're too busy to see him, he may take it personally. This is especially true if he notices you spending time with others. He's a considerate individual. He understands that people are busy. But if he believes you're ignoring him, he'll take it personally. He is going to withdraw. Don't be startled if a Capricorn guy does not initiate contact after you've been playing hard to get. He's not going to pursue someone who isn't interested in him. Instead, he'll distance himself from you. Capricorn males are not readily trusted. They are terrified of being wounded. They don't want to give someone their heart or emotions just to have it backfire on them. If you express interest in him and then start ignoring him, he'll conclude you're no longer interested. If you hurt his sentiments, he would most likely withdraw himself from you rather than pursue you. He'll get right to work. He'll divert his attention with other tasks. If you're interested in a Capricorn man, just be honest with him. You'll push him away if you don't. Abhors games. The communication style of a Capricorn man is direct and to the point. When he says something, he means it. He's not going to play games or search for hidden meanings in what you say. He, too, does not wish to comprehend your behaviors. If you ignore him, he will believe you don't want to spend time with him. If you are continuously canceling arrangements, he will conclude that you are uninterested in him. You're not saying, "Chase me," to a Capricorn man when you give him the cold shoulder. "Leave me alone," you say. If he believes that's what you're telling him, he'll leave you alone. You're not giving him any reason to assume you're interested in him if you ignore him. He despises children. When attempting to show a Capricorn guy that you are interested in him, be mature and courteous. Rather of ignoring him, pay attention to him. If you're honest with him, he'll be more inclined to pursue you. If a Capricorn guy knows you're neglecting him to grab his attention, he'll be irritated. He despises folks who play hard to get. He considers relationship games to be foolish and immature. He doesn't want to be with someone who is juvenile and manipulates his emotions. He's not going to pursue you if you're playing hard to get. He's more likely to determine that pursuing you isn't worth it. When you purposely ignore him, he will not find it appealing. He's not going to think you're being adorable or coy. He'll just think you're being childish. If this resonates with you and want to claim this message, or you feel comfortable sharing your own personal situation with me, I want to hear from you guys in the comments below. I'll see you guys tomorrow.